Hey guys, Trail Mama here. I'm out on the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail and I'm going to show you what I pack for an overnight when I am using a shelter out here. We have three-sided shelters with a roof and a fireplace out on this trail that you can reserve at dcnr.pa.gov or something like that. But anyhow, I'm just going to show you what it is I pack in my backpack for an overnight out here. So trekking poles are always a good thing, not in my backpack, but they always do help. I do wrap some duct tape around one or both of my trekking poles because duct tape fixes a lot of things if you have a problem with something breaking. So that's just a good place to have it. Sometimes I would put it around a water bottle, but here it just seems like it lasts a little bit longer. So my pack, I have a Gregory. It doesn't really matter what kind that you have. When I invest in my next one, it is going to be probably a Hyperlite or a Z-Pax or something like that because I want to go with something a little bit lighter weight. This has been an excellent pack. I bought it because it was on clearance and it was 50 some bucks, so you know that was great. Anyhow, one of the features that mine has is a little I don't know, a holder right here, and I actually got this clip and I attach a rubber band around here and then attach the clip because I like to have the handle and I like to be able to reach my water while I am walking. And so I attach that in there, and I actually affixed a hair tie down here to prevent it from swinging. So that makes it where it won't move off of the strap. They do sell holders that you can attach to the front. I just didn't buy one. I had a clip and I found out I could put this hair tie around and it works, so I'm not spending the money on it when I can just do it this way. So my pack also does have hip pockets, which I really do like. I put snacks in there that I can eat while I'm either walking or whenever we stop, just so I don't have to like get in the back of my pack. So I really do like hip pockets. So, okay, now for what's actually inside. Normally the amount of water I carry was a smaller bottle plus two 1-liter bottles. There are different methods of thinking on that. I do that because I don't like to stop for water all the time, and if you're on a new trail and you don't know what's out there, it's better to have more than enough, which that wouldn't necessarily be more than enough for me, but it's better to have than to not have in my thinking. So I have the 1 liters on my side pockets. That's also where I keep my camp shoes. I do strongly advise camp shoes. You can use Crocs or flip-flops or something. I prefer something that is closed-toed as opposed to flip-flops. So these are just water shoes. There's lots of different kinds that you can get. I do like these because they do have a nice sole, because when we get to camp we carry wood, we do all kind of things, and I like to have just a nice grip in case it's wet. You don't have to have that. I've used Crocs before. The only reason I don't really like them out here is because I don't like how they feel when they're wet, but otherwise they work really well because they're very lightweight. So in my pack I have a food bag. I am going to show you what's in there in a moment. I have a clothes bag. I'll show you what's in there as well. I have my pot. I'll show you what's in there as well. I have a throwaway rain poncho. When it is warm out, I don't generally carry rain gear. I carry these throwaway. They cost $1. If they get ruined, so what? But it will fit over me and my pack, which is one reason that I really like it. So if it's pouring down rain, I will use this. I have my personal hygiene bag, which I'll show you in a moment what's in that. This is an inflatable pillow, and in my next video I'm going to show you how camp is set up, so I will have my sleeping stuff set up in there, so I'll show you what this looks like in my next video. So this is by Trekology. There are lots of different kinds. Doesn't cost very much. I think it was probably like $15 or something on Amazon. I'm not sure. I use a Climate sleeping pad. Climate Static V is what I use. I got this on my second trip, and I've used it for many nights. it still works really well. I've had no issues out of it at all. There are different thinkings on this as well. Some people would say this is heavy. It weighs 18.6 ounces. I don't think that that's heavy, and I like that it's pretty small. And you blow it up, so it's a little bit of air. You're a little bit off the ground. I don't like sleeping on the ground, but you know, I would if I had to, but I don't like to. Anyway, so this is small and it's pretty lightweight, so I do like that. I have a battery pack for my phone and the cord. My first aid, I will show you a little bit of what's in here because I did add a little bit of things for an overnight in that. And then my sleeping bag. This is my my warm weather sleeping bag. Is pretty lightweight, which I like. And it did have like straps and things on the outside. I actually removed those because I never had to make it smaller because I'm not super to max capacity where I have to have it squished down super small. So I removed everything that was on here that was not useful for me. An ounce is an ounce. So when you're carrying it for many miles, you know, those ounces and pounds add up. And also a headlamp. A headlamp comes in handy when you're getting up in the middle of the night and you need to go to the bathroom, or when if you would be hiking at night, then that's when it comes in handy. In the front of my pack, I carry this is my water filter in the bag and the backwash thing, so I keep that where it's very easily accessible. And I also have my my bathroom kit, or whatever you want to call it, and I'll show you what's in that. And I also have a rain cover to go over my pack. So I'll just start with showing you what's in the bathroom kit. We have a shovel, a little shovel. It's very lightweight. This is called the Deuce number 2. And I have some hand sanitizer, and I have toilet paper, and I do have that in its own separate baggie right now. A lot of times I will do a whole roll and just pull out the cardboard in the middle. Again, an ounce is an ounce. We want to get rid of weight where we can. But when I'm just on overnight, I know I'm not going to need that much, so I don't generally carry a whole roll for that. And then I also do, I did start carrying a pad and a panty liner and a tampon because sometimes, you know, even when you're not expecting a period or whatever, you might find yourself needing something like that. So I did just actually start carrying that all the time. Because of something that happened not very long ago. So anyhow, so that's what's in there, and I do like to have that as an easily accessible thing. Oops. Found 2 more things in a pocket that I didn't see there. I'll show you that in a moment. This is just a blue IKEA bag. We use this out here for carrying wood. Out on the Laurel Highlands Trail, there is generally firewood supplied, but you will need to carry that to your shelter area or your tent site or whatever. And these work really well for carrying, you know, not a huge amount of wood, but you can carry 3 or 4 of these and have plenty of wood and not get all dirty. So I really like this. It's super lightweight. It's made of a tarp. The one adjustment I did make, when you can buy these on Amazon, and it did come with these big handles, and it also had short handles. I cut off the short handles because I don't use them. So, but this is kind of a luxury item. I don't carry many luxury items, but I do like this for when I know that there is wood. So inside my cooking pot is a, let me see, it's a Sea to Summit 1.9 liter. I've never had it full, like I've never cooked a lot of big amount in it. So the lid here. Inside, I carry, this is my fuel canister. They do make a smaller one. So when I need to replace this, I actually will buy the smaller one just for weight issues again. I have a cloth that is wrapped around my stove. The cloth would be used for cleaning out the pot, and then, you know, you can dry. And here's my stove. I use a pocket rocket. It is very tiny and compact, And another time I will show you how to use this on another video. Inside here also I do have matches, and I'm almost out, so I have a lighter as well. This is also where I carry playing cards if I think that we're going to have a lot of extra time at camp or whatever. I generally bring cards for something to do. And I also put my blower in here. If we make a fire and the wood is wet, this blower, it's like an antenna, and you just, wherever you need some airflow, and it really makes the fire just go. So I like this. One thing that I normally do have in there, but I forgot to put back in because I was just out this weekend, is a fire starter. There's different kinds that we use sometimes, so I normally have some kind of fire starting material. Also, it would be in this pot. So for my clothes that I carry, if I'm just on an overnight, I always wear the same clothes the second day, with the exception of I do bring clean underwear, and I bring clean socks. One, you never know if you're going to get soaking wet, and you need to have, it's really good to have dry things for your second day, but you always want to have dry clothes to sleep in. So I normally I have a real thin long pants to sleep in, and I have a real thin long sleeve shirt to sleep in. Now right now, this time of year, it's actually pretty warm for this, but I did wear it last evening out here, and like today it's 90 something degrees, and I was okay. So anyway, so also what else is in here is my clean underwear, my clean socks, and then I have a bandana. I like to use a bandana on my hair the next day, or the third day, or all of the days afterward, just to keep it out of my face. So that's what I have in this bag. This is it is a waterproof bag. It's an Outdoor Products. Walmart sells them. They are waterproof, and I really like them. They come in different sizes. So this is perfect for just a couple of things for an overnight. They have a bigger one, and then an even bigger one that you could put lots of different kinds of things in. So Walmart does sell them. They're pretty inexpensive. Do like those. Personal hygiene kit. I carry a comb instead of a brush because it's lightweight and my hair it works for. I understand some people have really curly hair, or they have really thick hair. This probably wouldn't work, but this works for me. I have a toothbrush and a small toothpaste. Sometimes I will cut the handle off my toothbrush to have it just to keep for camping, and but I lost, well, I don't know where that one is, and so this is my regular one. I just didn't cut it, but I do that sometimes. Again, an ounce is an ounce. So I have also the flossers. I like that. It just makes me feel better, so I use those as well. And I have baby wipes. That's generally what I use for cleaning out here. Sometimes I will bring a cloth and a bucket. I have a collapsible bucket. If I know I'm going to be out for a while, I'll bring that. But if I'm only for an overnight, I actually normally use unscented baby wipes. And I use unscented baby powder. I put that anywhere and everywhere that moisture might collect. I use that in my underarms, around anywhere that moisture might collect. It helps prevent chafing. It helps with the smell. It helps you not to smell as bad. So I like it a lot. There are other options, like I've heard people try cornstarch for that. I have never tried that, but I have heard of that, and my friend actually just tried baking soda, and it went well. She liked that. So I also, sometimes I bring these, sometimes I don't. Q-tips, you might need them for something. Might not. I don't know. Personal preference there. So that's all that's in my hygiene kit. Out here, you just don't need that many things. When you just don't need that many things. So inside my first aid kit, what I did add in here since the last time, I put some bug lotion. I got some Sawyer bug lotion, and I just put a small amount in the baggie in here, and I double bagged it so it wouldn't get anywhere else. I did also add an emergency blanket in here because I will just transfer this to my day pack just in case I would need it for anything. Never ever know, it doesn't weigh that much. I also have batteries in here, and I did add my driver's license. It is important to have your ID on you just in case anything would happen and, you know, they find you somewhere. So everything else that's in here is actually what I showed you in my previous video about what I pack in my first aid kit, except there's a little bit more of those things for an overnight. So now, food. I'm going to talk to you about food for a few minutes. There are different methods of cooking. The cooking that I like to do out here has to do strictly with boiling water. And you boil water, like there's meals called Mountain House meals or Packet Gourmet, and basically you would open up this package. It is a freeze-dried or a dehydrated meal. You add in boiling water, stir it up, close it, let it sit for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, stir it up again, and then it's ready to eat. Super simple, super easy. I really like the convenience of that. So what I did find out is you can kind of do that on your own without using such highly processed things. So anyway, I'm going to tell you about that. This is called Cooking Cozy. My friend Kip told me about them and told me how to make them, and so I made it and I love it. This is one of my favorite things out here. So basically it would be the same exact concept of boiling water, and I have a meal that I made from ingredients that I bought like online, and it would be put in a freezer bag, a quart-size freezer bag, and I'll put that freezer bag inside of here, and then I'll boil the water, and then I'll pour the boiled water inside my freezer bag, close it, close this, and it cooks the same way as it would in those Mountain House meals or whatever. I also use this for cold soaking. I am playing around with that, and cold soaking is very basically, I would do the same thing except I wouldn't boil the water. I would, at lunchtime, I would put my meal in here. I would just pour cold water or room temperature water, whatever I have in it, and then by supper time it is ready to eat. It's not warm, but it is ready to eat without any cooking. And I like to do it in this because I just put it on my very outside pocket. It will sit up straight. It's not going to fall over. It's not going to spill out everywhere. And I like that because eventually I may end up getting rid of my stove and my pot because it's weight. I don't know if I will or not, because I understand that if you're out there and you're cold and you're wet and, you know, like the warm things really make a difference. So I don't know for sure if I will do that, but I am leaning in that direction. So anyway, there are videos online of how to make these. If any of my friends, if you happen to want one, I did make some, so I have some extra ones. I'll be glad to give you one if you want one. So now food. I'm going to show you some examples of what I would carry for an overnight. So for an overnight, typically you're going to need a lunch. You will have eaten breakfast at home. You will need a lunch. You will need a supper. You will need a breakfast. And depending on how many miles you're doing the next day, you might need another lunch. But you also need snacks. My theory of thinking about food out here actually is that I like to eat pretty consistently. I kind of feel like I eat more than a lot of people out here. And maybe that's okay. There's different ways of doing things, and to each his own. So there's no right or wrong way of doing it. You need to figure out what's right for you. So typically what I will do is I'll have, my breakfast, then I'll have a snack. If I start feeling anything like lightheaded or anything, I'll have another snack. So I generally do pack a lot of snacks. I don't necessarily eat great big meals because I'm not a super big fan of that. That works well for some people. They might have a great big lunch or they might have a great big supper. So anyhow, this is a meal that I made that I would use my Cooking Cozy for. I bought dehydrated black bean flakes online on Amazon from, I think it's called Frontier Co-op. You could get different ones. I love them. They are very, very good. I also bought dehydrated vegetable soup mix. So I put some of that in here, and I wrote on the bag how much water I would need to add. And so I would either boil the water and do it that way, or I would just cold soak it. And then to this, I might add some crunched up chicken crackers is what we call them. Chicken in a basket or biscuit or chicken, whatever. Some kind of flavored crackers I might add to it, or something along those lines, or some kind of seasoning I would add. And then I may just eat it right out of there, or I might put it on a tortilla. Just depends on, you know, what you're feeling like. Tortillas are very, very good. They don't need refrigerated. They last for a long time. These are a hiker favorite. So people just buy in packages and take them with them. So another thing this is really good for, I have some in here as well, are the tuna packets or chicken packets. You can just do a real quick lunch, put some of that on here. You can do some peanut butter from single serves. You can do pepperoni and cheese. Hard cheeses will last pretty well out here. So these are very versatile. They're very good. They give you a bit of filling, and they are a little bit carby. I know for myself I need carbs. So everybody doesn't, but I do. Things like peanut butter crackers, they're very good. Depending on the weather, I like to bring some fresh things. These little tiny mandarin oranges are very, very good. Also bring things like beef jerky, Slim Jims. These are not my favorite, but they do hit the spot sometimes. Mashed potatoes are a big hit out here, powdered mashed potatoes. Generally, you would use like half a package or whatever, and you actually can cook this and like the Knorr, K-N-O-R-R sides, the noodles or pasta in this cooking cozy. You would simply tear off the top, pour in your water, and fold it and close it with a paper clip, and have it sitting up so it wouldn't go anywhere, and it'll cook right in that bag. So that's pretty cool. So these are the chicken crackers. These are an excellent snack as well, or you can add them to your meal. For this is a different meal that I would have. I got at Aldi's, they had a quinoa and rice blend, and I just took it out of the package and put it here in a freezer bag. And this one was a teriyaki flavor, and I actually had this last evening, but it was a different flavor. It was coconut, chili, lemongrass, and I did like it. It wasn't my favorite, but I will eat it. I do like it. I will have it again. So this is an example of another meal that I thought was pretty filling. Again, I like the carbs. So for breakfast in the morning, this is a big hit with hikers, Carnation Instant Breakfast. And just to have as a drink, add it to your coffee, whatever. It's got some vitamins and minerals in it. It's got some sugar in it, so this gives you some energy. I do like that. I do bring a Hygiene small cup because I like it a lot. I actually cold soak my oatmeal in the morning in this, and I take it with me because I don't normally eat right away in the morning. So I will put my stuff in there, and then I can just hold it while I'm walking and drink my oatmeal as I'm going. So that works well for me. Here is an oatmeal that I made. So this is just some oatmeal, you know, in those big containers. I like the old-fashioned ones. They didn't have any of those, so I had to get the quick cooking ones. And then I added in some raisins and some walnuts and some hemp seeds, which so the walnuts and the hemp seeds are healthy fats, and the raisins are going to give it a little bit of sweet flavor, and the oatmeal itself is carbs. So that works well. Sometimes I will add chocolate chips to this. I'll use different nuts or whatever. So you can really do a lot of different kind of things. So anyway, that is what all I have in my pack for an overnight at a shelter on the Laurel Highlands Hiking Trail. If I were going to tent camp, the only difference would be I would have my tent in there as well. So it's pretty simple. It's not a whole lot of stuff. You can get lots of gadgets. You can get lots of things. I am more minimal. I tend to not take extra things because that's extra weight. One of my good friends told me the lighter your pack, the more fun you will have. And I do believe that. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys, especially you people who maybe are thinking about getting into this. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be glad to help you with anything I possibly can. So thank you so much for listening. Happy trails and much love. See you next time. Bye.